What is up, everybody? Check my volume. Let me get you in the rod holder here. Hola. All right, you guys are going to hang out here for a minute, and I'm going to get something to drink, and then I'll come back and we'll chat. We'll get ready for a Tyson fight. I feel like I'm back in high school. I'm watching. I've been. Oh, I thought this was it. I was on my holy shit. I'm panicking. So let's talk. Let's just hang out. Let's just hang out. Yeah, let's just hang out. And also, too, I'm going to back this up a little bit. We don't need to be that close. Look at how much better that is. Now, if anybody knows how I can do both cameras at once, got one more after this one ends. Okay. Dude, you keep going to the gym, you're going to look like these guys. Yeah, so let's sit here and talk. I got to get some. I wasn't prepared for this, but I'm all giddy. This is fun. I was just talking to Scott Bathke on Facebook. I got a couple. I got a good Tyson fight story, and he just had one just like mine. So we'll tell it. And two, it's been. I've been thinking about it all day. Tomorrow's opening day of deer season, and to all the guys right now, if this gets out and everybody's watching me at deer camp, um, those memories, and we'll talk about all that stuff. I'll be right back. Just look at the wall for a second. Stare right there. I can't prop that up. Oh well.
No, thank you.
Gotta get some snacks.
Sorry.
What is up? 15. Holy cow. One more fight after this one. Getting stronger. Right. Merlin, what's up, buddy? I was thinking about you today. We're coming down there to that piece of state land. This will be my third year now in a row down there. And every year I've seen deer and bucks. So Paul Messina and I are going tomorrow, and I got a good feeling. That's probably way too crunchy. All right, so the reason I'm doing this tonight is I can't see with them on or off. It doesn't matter what I do. I was responding to a comment that Scott Bathke had put up on Facebook, which prompted me to do this because Scott said the same thing that he thought, Tyson was going to kill him. And I agree. But I saw earlier today, there's a stipulation in Tyson's contract that if he knocks him out in the first round, he doesn't get any money. And then all along, Tyson has said, um, he said all along in every interview that he's not doing it for the money. So I think he's going to go out there and just manhandle this kid and teach him a lesson. And, maybe once and for all, just say, hey, leave me alone and quit poking the bear or you're going to get mauled. And boom, boom. And I said to Scott, like he did to Michael Spinks, who that was, man, we all lived in a trailer out in West Monroe. Martin, my good friend, still to this day, all these guys, but my close friend, Marty Hammerker, Bill Benedict, Jerry Schuster, Sam Tassone, Eric Willis, Doug Williams. We had a whole house full of people in a little bitty single wide trailer. And we'd all chipped in and bought the pay-per-view. And it was awesome. It was Tyson Spinks for the heavyweight title. And I got up just as they were getting, they were in there talking and all that bull, and they were finally getting ready to ring the bell. I was pouring, I think it was a glass of Kool-Aid. And I hear the bell and I'm messing around. I take a swig and I fill it up again and I go to stick it back in and the house goes crazy. Like I thought the trailer was going to tip over. And I'm like, what? And he was out. He was out. And I'm like, I didn't even see it. I had to see it on replay, and and Scott Bathke was telling the same kind of story. He's like, I just sat down, got popcorn and everything, and it was over. He goes, what the, bleep, WTF, MFer? Please. If I can. All right. I don't know what all these buttons are for. I think there's a way I might be able to somehow pick somebody and go in and out and have them on the screen with me, talking back and forth. I wish I had a technical team. It'd be way easier on everybody. Somebody get a hold of Matt Bain and see if he can come on and be our technical director for this so we can do both. I can turn the camera that way and we can watch the fight and talk at the same time. Tyson's going to tenderize his face. Merlin, you're not going deer hunting in the morning and you live down there? Yeah, I wonder what it's going to be interesting. It is really going to be interesting, that's for sure. I just think I just think part of Tyson would just get a kick out of throwing a monkey wrench into everybody's plan, Oh, don't stream the fight. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Like you see, again, I'm not the technical wizard you all may think. Au contraire, mon frere. Boy, that one dude's face, his nose, oh, both of them. Man, their nose are just punched right into their face. Oh God. You ever walk into a wall or a door casing or something and hit yourself in the nose and your eyes immediately water, just like that. And you're like, oh, now imagine getting pummeled in the face. Boom, boom, boom. You're like, oh, I listen, if you got to fight, you got to fight. You know, if it's life or death and you got to fight your way out of something, that's one thing. But boy, oh boy, to do it for fun, hey, come on, let's punch each other in the face. I don't mind watching it. I could never do it. Look at his face. Oh, both of them. Like their eyes are both they're going to be swelled right shut in the morning. And these guys don't even seem like they're professional boxers either. I don't know if they are. And I don't know if this is sanctioned or any of that stuff. Yeah, Merlin, I was not unless we get some rain, that western stuff is I bet you could go out right now in front of the oak and troll for them. I guarantee that. Probably right down below the around the bend. Um, or you bring your kayak up there and you could go all through that water because I know they're stacked in there, but I bet you they're out in the lake too because there's no water and all those creeks out there. A couple of them were so dry. I looked at Maxwell today. I was at Krenzer's in Sodas Point dropping my boat off, and Maxwell was low, 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 low. How low can you go? Um, my daughter Emma was up to the Salmon River Reservoir yesterday, sent me pictures of her and her dog, hundreds of yards offshore. You could see the bridge um, on 17 behind her, and it looked like it was a long ways away. And they were on dry, cracked, dried up reservoir bottom. And there's no appreciable rain in sight. Um, nor any decline in temperature that would make you think that we're going to start to get snowfall anytime soon. And here it is, you're in the third week of November. Um, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right there. Let me tell you, I'm no meteorologist, but hey, if you're here, say hello. Let's see who's here and let's all be in the conversation. This is all sanctioned with belts on the line. Really? Who the hell? Oh, WBC. Okay. Oh, wow. He does have a belt. No kidding. And there's still one more, you said, huh? Yeah, 185 outlet. You know, and to the guys up there that make a living doing it, and there's a lot of them. Uh, it's an amazing fishery. I did it for years, still do it on occasion. It is one of my home waters. That say what you want. I did my time there in all four seasons. I love that river and I know it very well. It's a crying shame that even okay, so even Lake Ontario, they've got it drawn down so low. It looks like a southern reservoir. You're gonna find that you're gonna try to launch. Let's say we have another mild winter and everybody's gonna be out fishing because why not? It's unprecedented, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't take advantage of it. Captain Rick Hajecki, I saw him today when I was at Krenzer's, and he's got that new 20-foot Smoker Craft Phantom, and I just picked up an 18-foot Smoker Craft Phantom today as a demo boat for I'm not sure how long, till somebody buys it or until my boat's done with its service. So, um, I'm super excited about that, but he's getting ready for he's got the rest of this month on a night of lake here, unless anybody here wants to book another charter with him. Um, but then he's going to start getting ready to switch over to that winter brown trout trolling. Like I went out there with them last year. Tim, the owner of Krenzer's, was in one boat. He was in a Starcraft 178 DC Pro. Beautiful. That's such a great boat in that 17-foot class. Such a great boat. Stable. You could walk all the way around it right on the gunnel. They went out with 4 people in it. And then I had my boat, and there was 4 in my boat, myself included. And we started trolling, right? We got out of Sodas Point and we headed west off the mouth of Maxwell. And right there where Maxwell is, there's some structure. So you got to hang a hard right once you hit the mouth of the creek. Soon as we did, we started hitting fish. And 2 things, I'll be honest with you. I did not think um, going out there that we were going to do squat. And partly because I'd never done that before. I'd never been open water trolling in the boat. This was the day before Christmas Eve, so December 23rd. And they were that the big lake never iced up at all. So we made the turn and we hit one, then we doubled, and the other boat kept going. I turned and we circled, Rick and I, and we decided to go back down through, made another pass, hit 4 or 5 more. They went up and around the structure there and kept going west. And by the time we called the first time to see what they were doing, they had like a dozen. So they found them and boom, it was game on. I'm going to tell you what, uh, shallow inshore Great Lakes brown trout fishing, trolling for them. But you don't, I mean, listen, you hit 2, 3 fish, and now with the advent of forward facing sonar, you hit 2, 3 fish in a spot real quick. You stop, pull the lines, spin around, put live scope down, and you could start casting stuff to those fish. You're only in a little bit of water. It's gin clear. They're going to see it as soon as it hits. Could be stick baits, could be spoons, could be swim baits, could be anything that you can, and you got to reel it fairly fast. They want to go into attack mode. They're not lazy. And on light spinning tackle, especially, those brown trout are fun. And a lot of times with heavier, and I try not to overpower. I'm using beautiful JT rods, 8-foot trolling rods. They're medium action. They've got a great tip to them, but they're not some meat stick with, leader down 20-pound or 25-pound test on it. It's not salmon gear, trolling gear. I like the fish light because those browns, especially when you're pulling them, it's not the same, and we had occasion last year to catch quite a few of them casting, and it was a blast. And they hit it like a freight train, and they give such a great account for themselves on the spinning gear, no matter what is on the other end that you're throwing. So, but listen, I think that would be fantastic if we were able to really have that as a fishery. There's a lot that goes into it, but right now, I started talking about this because of water levels, and the water levels up there today at Krenzer's and Sodas Point, inside the bay there, man. I mean, it looks like 5 or 6 feet, and you're going to find the hardest part is going to be getting access to the big lake, is getting a ramp, because you're going to see the water levels are below where the ramp ends. And you don't want to drop off an edge with your boat trailer, um, and wrench an axle or something getting up and out. That's bad. No bueno. Trust me. Trust me. Um, that's where river or deep port access is essential to get in and out. Oswego, the bigger stuff. The East End's gonna be bumming. I mean, Salmon River and the estuary and down at Lighthouse Marina, all through Sandy Pond. I wonder if there's still an open water channel coming through the pond, coming into the pond. Um, or if it's all sanded in, if it's this low. Guys duck hunting, trying to duck hunt, you can't even get in the water. That's gonna be a bear. Let's go see who let's go back a little bit here. Bill Gilbert, how you doing, buddy? Merlin, I'm a much better angler than hunter. I feel you. And I don't have the drive, my hunting drive that I used to, but um I'm excited to go with my buddy Paul. This is our second year in a row. And it doesn't take long to make a tradition, and it's really just the desire, and we're both excited to go, and it's going to be awesome. Uh, Eric's our play-by-play guy. He's keeping us up on all the stats. I'm the color commentator that doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, that's our deal. Merlin's going to be the what do you call the fact checking department? Fact checkers, babe. We'll make Merlin honorary wizard of the fact checkers. So Eric's the regular guy. 4 belts online. Yeepers. Jim Wild Brookies. Hey, glad to see you again. It's been a while. I'm sorry I went astray. Well, shame on you, Jim. I'd like you to throw yourself on the ground and beat yourself about the head and neck, please. What do you think of how SU's men's football? Boy, big game tomorrow, and it's going to be right in the afternoon sit. Like I am already foreseeing myself, and I pack. you, you're going to laugh. I packed my earbuds just in case Paul and I decide to stay the whole day. Kickoff's at 3. That's right. That's right at the end of the day. So I'm gonna have like one earbud in watching the game. I guess I don't need to hear it. I'll just watch it on mute. Oy vey. Listen, I would like to see him win the next 2 games and go into that Miami game with still a chance. So let's just say, UConn's not in the ACC, are they? Did they come over? That's not a conference game. So we're 3-3 in conference. We beat Cal tomorrow. We'll be 4-3. If UConn is non-conference, even if they are, they'd be 5-3. Like you gotta hope Miami. You gotta hope Miami loses again, and then you beat them and you tie them with 3 losses, and you get the tiebreaker because you beat them straight up, and you'd have a chance to then get into the ACC championship game. You win that, and you're automatic into the 12-team playoff. So you're saying there's a chance. Like I'm sure that's slim, but you got to win these next 2 games convincingly, and you have got a head of steam going when Miami comes into the dome. That I'm telling you, if we're 8-3, I don't know. I think that's going to be one of the biggest football games on the Hill in a long time, with meaning and some old rivalry and the old SU Miami days with McNabb and all those Ray Lewis in Miami. I mean, some great players. And this would be McCord's final game in the dome, and everything he's meant to this team this year. He really, hey, everybody's human and everybody has their ups and downs, and the kid's got a lot of heart, he's got a lot of talent, and he's going to be playing on Sundays next year. And I wouldn't mind, as a Dolphins fan, I wouldn't mind him coming uh, to the Dolphins, because the way he wings it, and he's ready with the weapons they have in Miami. I'm getting off topic. You asked me about Syracuse. My wife's covering her head with the blanket on the couch because she doesn't want to listen to me anymore. But tough.
Hard not to hear you.
Now she's being fresh. Listen, that's how. Oh, I can't even make that joke. But um, so I think we definitely are very willing, and talented enough to win these next two games, and have a 3-game winning streak heading into the Miami game at home to end the season. And it could be huge. It could be huge. I have no idea what Miami's schedule is in between now and the end of the season when they meet us. Hopefully it's hard and they get beat twice. That would be even better. And everybody else loses. I don't know. That's probably a lot, but Sar, I still said it. Saw Carmelo Anthony's son committed to SU. Yeah, Cayenne. Um, I think that's fantastic on so many levels. But I think the biggest level is because I watched one of his interviews that he said the reason he's even considering coming here is because they're not just looking at him as Carmelo's son, but they're looking at him as the player he is and how good he is. And he says, of course, I love it here. He goes, my dad played here. He goes, but I love it here now because I'm going to play here and they wanted me to play here. And that really was um, incredible. So, and speaking of SU basketball, I mean, I don't know if I should even say this out loud, but I was talking to Paul today before we were making final plans for tomorrow for opening day. And he said a certain retired head basketball coach might want to go fishing with us one of these days. That would be, I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. Absolute lifelong, passionate, slice my wrist and the blood will just come forth in orange drops. My grandpa was a diehard Syracuse fan all his life, and that's how I grew up. And the tradition and and it's funny because SU football, even though basketball season starts this time of year, but football was always on Saturday. You'd be driving back home from deer hunting usually, and you would listen to the end of the game on the radio in the truck, um, because you came out of the woods already, and you'd hear those sounds. And in those days here in Syracuse, it was Doug Logan, the voice of the Orange. Nobody. Matt Park is cool, and Matt does a great job, and he's passionate, and I don't know him personally, and I know we have mutual friends, and I've always heard wonderful things about him, and he's got a great voice. Doug Logan was special, and maybe it's just because it was what I heard growing up, but those calls through the '80s with Doug Logan, um, football and basketball. I mean, who remembers Michael Owens in '87 going in against West Virginia? The whole city in all the area around, everybody was orange. I loved it. I love that feeling. Um, I just love feeling that feeling of unity, and everybody is collectively sending those vibes all at once. Um, it's really special, and you get caught up in it, especially when it's great and it's up here you don't take those kind of things for granted. I guess if you're an Alabama fan and you win every year, you get mad when you don't win it one year, but you forget that you just won like 8 times or something crazy like that, or like a New England Patriots fan. Um, you forget how wonderful, even as a Yankees fan, you forget sometimes those teams of the '90s and the early 2000s. Those guys were machines. Um, but yeah, being here in upstate New York, SU is special, and it's in everybody's blood. Everybody everybody has something in their closet that's orange, a garment of clothing, and others have more than one thing. I used to have a terrible addiction to orange colored t-shirts. Uh, Point Breeze does. You can launch there by the Coast Guard station too. Uh, so you're saying there's a chance? I am saying there's a chance. I am. I am. I am. I am amazingly positive. Thank you. And yes, I am until the bitter end. Until you take my positivity out of my cold, clutching hands. Bummer. Canceled my Netflix subscription last week. Way to go, Bill. Way to go. He giving him the down low. So how about SU basketball? Well, okay, I know you're going there. I For all the talent that is on that team to squeak by Lemoyne and Colgate, no offense to either of those teams, but we got to play Texas and Tennessee in the next 2 weeks. What's going on? 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 Where's JJ Starling? Um, where's JJ? Let's start right there. In my opinion, this is JJ's team, and he's got to stand up and take it. He's the upperclassman. He's the proven guy. Like, and him and Chris can be that 1-2 duo. You got to work Donnie in. You got to work the big fella in the middle. A couple of those big guys in. There's a ton of talent, but somebody's got to stand up and go, "I'm the guy." Um, and there's been some years in Syracuse recently in the last 10 where we've needed somebody desperately to stand up and say, "I'm the guy," and then let everybody else fall into place. Sometimes that's all it takes. And I think this team already needs that from somebody. And I think it should be JJ. Um, and I'm biased because he's a Beeville kid, just like I was. So my wife's had enough. She's leaving. She said, "Sayonara, suckers." She didn't even kiss me on camera. No, nothing. That's bull. That's malarkey. Oh, she's back. She couldn't live without me. What can I tell you? She loves me and fish fear me. I can't help it. I suppose I could, but well, this is going to take forever. And I still got to get to sleep. Time is it? 10:30. Oh boy. Well, I have a feeling that once again, I'm going to watch a Tyson fight on replay. Yeah, you're right, E. She doesn't want to hear it. She's like, "No, I'm good." I look up and I thought they were all being real serious on TV, and they're all sitting like this, like. But Netflix froze. It must not be able to handle all the people that are trying to get on it right now. Because I'm like, boy, they all seem real serious, but nobody's saying anything because the picture's frozen. That's pretty funny. All right. Well, I guess I should screw it and go to sleep instead of trying to sit here and watch this tonight. Yeah, I'm with you. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Talk to you guys tomorrow. If you're hunting in the morning, be careful, shoot straight. And I can't wait. Post pictures. Post pictures. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Not really.